And what we have here.
Welcome back to the Mario Armstrong Show, Sirius XM 128, The Power. And that's what we try to bring to you, powerful information each and every day right here on the Mario Armstrong Show. Twitter is blowing up right now, so let me go there before we pull up Mr.Shadeed. Twitter is blowing up right now. You can send us a tweet if you want to get it on the show at Mario Armstrong, twitter.com/Mario Armstrong, twitter.com/Mario Armstrong. Adele on Twitter, by the way, is at SkyKissed. So you can go to twitter.com/SKYKISSED. All right, the Lost Trucker tells me, this is when we were talking about all that Walmart craziness. The Lost Trucker says, who has never been in a Walmart Supercenter? Shaking my head. That's what he said. I've never been, okay? Am I the only one on the planet that hasn't been in one? Let's see. Daryl and Success in Life 51, they're all pushing me to buy you a 60-inch TV. Seriously? Seriously.
Good job, guys.
Give me a break. L. Sims Jr. Everybody's like pushing for that. Give me a break. Come on. All right, let's see. Will Atlanta, let's see. The top 5 things your producer needs. Number 1, a man. Laugh out loud. Number 2, a backup man.
What?
Number 3, you can see what look, this is all going downhill. Look, number 3, batteries. And he's got in parentheses, hum.
Oh, no.
Number 4, just joking.
Yeah, no, you're not.
And number 5, real talk. Credit card, smiley face.
Oh, my God.
What in the world?
What was that?
Top 5 things your producer needs.
Oh, my gosh.
That's all in response. For those of you just joining the show earlier in the show, you know, Adele has moved into a new apartment, and so we were talking about what we should be getting her for some housewarming gifts. So, you know, we'll be accepting more ideas on Twitter or on the air.
But not that type of list.
Not that type of list. Will also said, Mario, you're confusing me with all those calculations on buying a TV. What's the equation again? All right, Will, I'm going to do this real slow for you this time. All right, measure the amount of distance from the television to where the people will be sitting, same thing. And measure that in feet. All right, so if it's like 6 feet away, then multiply that number, the distance away from the television, in this example, 6 feet, multiply that number by 7, 8, and as much as 9. 7 would be your minimum. 9 would be your maximum. So in between there is the screen size that you should be looking for. So if you're 6 feet away and you multiply that by 8, that's 48-inch television. That's good. Should be a good sweet spot for you. All the way up to 6 times 9 is 54. Now, Will, I can't do the math for you. So if you're struggling on the mathematics, you don't have to get a calculator. But that's the formula. I figure I had to throw that in there on him, Adele, because of what he put in for his list.
Right. It's
top 5
appreciated.
things.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, you know, don't get mad at me because you don't know your mathematical equations. That was pretty, I broke that down simple, right? That's simple enough, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's a good formula.
Right. Oh, now he's saying I was joking. Yeah, okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, okay. We're going to do flashcards with Will in a minute. Make sure. 5 times 5? Real quick. Okay. Welcome back to the Mario Armstrong Show. Hey, look, we're getting ready to get into a serious discussion. I tweeted about this earlier. So did Mr.Shadeed himself. Yesterday, as you know, we talked a little bit about the Sunday, the broadcast of the CNN show. And I know some of you may be like, again, you're going to talk about it? Yes, because it is a very serious issue in our time right now. And I see this as an historic moment for us to take the momentum and really talk about a sensitive topic of economic equality, of racial disparities and inequalities and opportunity in the technology industry, and how, look, the technology industry, bottom line, I'm talking intellectual property, economic wealth, ownership. I mean, this is the 21st century situation and the most powerful industry of this century. So we have joining us who was actually there at the event that we did. For those of you that haven't been hearing about this, CNN did a special called Black in America 4. This time it was on technology, specifically following 8 entrepreneurs who moved for 9 weeks to go live in Silicon Valley in one house, total strangers in one house together. So it was kind of like, Real World meets The Apprentice type of thing. But nonetheless, and it documented their struggles, triumphs, challenges, and opportunities that they had along the way. And after that, we did a town hall meeting that you can go online and see. We did it live right after the CNN show on this past Sunday. But you can go to MarioArmstrong.com. If you are trying to understand what the business climate is like, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or you already are an entrepreneur and you're trying to take it to the next level, if you have kids, nieces, nephews, grandchildren that are looking for role models to look up to emulate, that are hugely successful, that resemble them and look like them, you need to have them tune in. All of these are the folks that need to tune in. So you really need to go and check it out. It's at MarioArmstrong.com and just click on the button that says Innovation Nation. You'll see it says Innovation Nation. And we get into the issues. We get into education. We get into economic wealth. We have investors on the panel. One of the brothers on the panel, Terry Owens, runs a venture capital firm that oversees $400 million in investments. One of the entrepreneurs that was on the panel himself has raised $40 million for his startup. So we're talking really, really powerful people that are down to earth, humble, and we're sharing some great tips. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Mr. Shadeed, the Baltimore-based digital business and lifestyle strategist. He is found at MrShadeed.com. He's online and Twitter at Mr. Shadeed. And today we're going to talk a little bit about his reaction about the Black in America show, as well as the Innovation Nation panel. Mr. Shadeed, welcome to the Mario Armstrong Show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be on today, Mario.
I'm so sorry that we actually did not get a chance. I don't know how that happened. How did we not get a chance to even say hello and give each other dap real quick while there?
Oh, there was a lot of people who were very impressed by your moderating skills. There was some youth you had to meet.
All right, so you're going to blame it on that. Okay. That's all good. But you were there. I'm so glad you were there. We did hook you up with a seat. I don't know if you sat in the little reserved section. We were trying to look out for people to make sure that you had a guaranteed seat. But nonetheless, you were there. What were your initial thoughts of the Black in America documentary itself?
One thought crossed my mind for the Black in America documentary. Ideas have no color. Greatness has no race. And for African Americans and minorities of all colors and creeds who are looking to break in and be equals, this was a discussion that needed to happen. We saw some unacceptable, in my opinion, viewpoints from individuals such as Mike Arrington, who, if certain startups were to appear on a TechCrunch, it would change their overall view. It would change their lives. And the documentary itself uncovered some things that need to change, but it also was empowering from the standpoint that if you work together and you gather your thoughts and present yourself properly, that you can make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's a big takeaway. What was a takeaway maybe from the actual panel discussion that took place? Anything come to mind?
Oh, definitely. Just the feeling of being surrounded by so many talented African-American minds that all have the intent of changing the world with their ideas. As a 12-year veteran of tech myself, I've become so used to becoming the ambassador, so to speak. An ambassador acts on behalf of a larger constituency. So I've been used to being the only African-American in a work center or in different scenarios, and just to know that or to be reaffirmed that there are others who are out there who are going through the same challenges, struggles, and goals, that was very empowering for me.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, man, because you know what it's like to be in the tech field. You know what it's like to be, in many cases, the only one in the room that represents that ethnicity, your ethnicity. And, you know, one of the things that we were hoping to do was not only try to bring more people into the room so people could connect, network, and meet up with each other, but also carry the momentum forward that the CNN documentary had started and really try to take it to some actionable steps.
No, definitely. I think that the Innovation Nation event and panel definitely achieved that objective. I saw lots of networking afterwards, and just being able to connect with Hank Williams, who has raised $40 million, and Terry Owens, who manages hundreds of millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
These are conversations that need to happen, and young people especially need to know that these resources are available and they can connect to them immediately.
One of the things that came up that I want you to touch on that was really big, and it's something that I've always, I guess, been interested in and have kind of started figuring out how to perfect it myself, and that is building your own personal brand so that people know what your mission is about, what you are about, what your skill set is, what your expertise is. And we heard a lot of that from the panel of inserting yourself into conversations, building your brand, and really ultimately expanding your personal network of connections. What can you give us a couple tips or just discuss the importance of personal branding as a African American tech professional?
Well, personal branding in today's modern day era gives you a number of advantages. Number one, it gives you a quote unquote soapbox to stand on to attract like-minded professionals and people. Professionals nowadays have to realize that you never know where your blessings, where your funding, where your next help to get to the next level will actually come from. So personal branding allows you to put your stake into the ground and attract other people to basically build your platform and allow you to connect to others who will help you reach that next level. It also allows you to develop your elevator pitch, so to speak, so that when you do meet people in person, they already know what topics you're comfortable discussing, they know what your strengths are, and they can introduce you to others who may be able to advance your platform and your profile to another level.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's critical. It really, really is. I mean, and you embody that. You know, you have your own. For example, one of the ways to do that is to have your own web address. In his case, Shadeed has Mr.Shadeed.com. Now you can control the message of how you want people to know your background, your expertise, your passions, your mission, your skills. You control that communication. If people want to Google you and they find out that you have your own website, they can get your story from you, not just a story that may be painted about you online. And that's just one step. You know, that's just one idea.
Absolutely. You now control your message. You now have the tools to deliver that message to millions of people and connect in multiple ways. You can raise money, you can support charities, and you can further your business agenda and get your ideas heard by the right people.
Yep. I agree. I agree. Well, Mr. Shadeed, man, it's always a pleasure having you on. I really appreciate the fact that you were there, that you took time out to come. I mean, of course, I would expect you to, being an advocate and an tech advocate as you are, that you would have been there. Give me one other practical tip that you may have in mind that would be useful for folks before we let you go.
Well, a practical networking tip is very practical. Never meet someone twice without letting them know your name once. This means in your daily walk of life, restaurants, coffee shops, barbershops, at the office, so on and so forth. If you're running into people on a daily basis, introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Shadeed. I'm a digital business and lifestyle strategist. This is my agenda. This is what I stand for. As I mentioned, you never know where your blessings will come from and your next opportunity will come from. And the more you get into the habit of introducing yourself, the quicker that goal will be achieved.
Yep. Couldn't agree with you more, man. Have your pitch tight and know exactly what you represent. Do it really short and sweet and to the point, and make those introductions. You never know where the opportunity is going to come from. It's exactly right. MrShadeed.com is the website, or on Twitter, twitter.com/MrShadeed. Mr. Shadeed, it's always a pleasure, man. Go digital, go home.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate the time. Take care. Talk soon. Talk to you next week, I guess, right? Or maybe even this Thursday, right?
Digital entertainment.
Entertainment report. That's right. All right, we'll see you then. All right, that was Mr. Shadeed right there on the Mario Armstrong Show. Short break right here on Sirius XM 128, The Power. It's the Mario Armstrong Show. The digital deal website of the day still to come. Roz in New Jersey, she's still on the line? All right, then we're going to get her. I can't believe she's still holding. She must put us on speakerphone or something. All right, Roz, we'll be right there. 866-801-8255. You have any questions? 866-801-8255. We'll be right back.